Sigmund Freud, 1856–1939, Austrian neurologist who is credited with growing the area of psychoanalysis. He is viewed one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, even although many of his thoughts have been challenged in latest decades. Freud was once born the 6th of May, 1856 in Freiburg in Moravia, Austrian Empire, now Pribor, Czech Republic, to Hasidic Jewish parents. Freud was once delivered up in Leipzig and Vienna, the place he attended a distinguished school. Freud proved an extremely good student, excelling in languages and English literature. He developed a love for analyzing Shakespeare in authentic English, something he stored up during his life. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Like it. At the age of 17, Freud joined the scientific facility at the University of Vienna to find out about a variety of subjects, such as philosophy, physiology and zoology. Freud graduated in 1881, and started out working at the Vienna General Hospital. He labored in more than a few departments, such as the psychiatric hospital, and additionally blended scientific exercise with lookup work, such as an influential paper on aphasia, 1891, and the consequences of cocaine, 1894. Freud was once at the beginning and suggest of the usage of cocaine for pain relief, even though he later stopped advocating its use, as its risks grew to become an increasing number of known. Freud was once additionally an early researcher in the subject of cerebral palsy. While working in unique scientific fields, Freud persisted his personal unbiased reading. He was once influenced by way of Charles Darwin's tremendously new concept of evolution. He additionally studied appreciably Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy. Other influences on Freud covered works on the existence of the subconscious, by using writers such as Brentano and Theodor Lipps. Freud additionally studied the exercise of hypnosis, as developed by using Jean-Martin Charcot. In 1886, Freud left his health center put up and set up his very own non-public health center specializing in apprehensive disorders. A necessary factor of Freud's strategy was once to inspire sufferers to share their innermost ideas and feelings, which frequently lied buried in their subconscious. Initially, he used the manner of hypnosis, however later observed he ought to simply ask human beings to speak about their experiences. Freud hoped that by means of bringing the unconscious ideas and emotions to the surface, sufferers would be capable to let go of repetitive bad feelings and feelings. Another approach he pioneered was once transference, the place sufferers would undertaking bad emotions of different humans onto the psychoanalyst. Freud himself wrote about the non-public price of delving into the darker components of the subconscious. No one who, like me, conjures up the most evil of these half-tamed demons that inhabit the human beast, and seeks to struggle with them, can count on to come via the hostilities unscathed. Freud, Dora. An analysis of a case of hysteria, 1905. Freud additionally positioned unnecessary stress on getting his sufferers to write down their desires and use this in the analysis. Increasingly he used the time period psychoanalysis to provide an explanation for his methods. In growing his outlook on psychoanalysis, he additionally made massive use of his personal dreams, despair and emotions from childhood. To Freud, his relationship with his mom was once of specific significance. As a toddler, Freud felt he was once competing for his mother's affections between his siblings. Oedipus complex. Another key factor of Freud's work was once the significance of early sexual experiences of children. He developed a concept of the Oedipus complex that young people have an unconscious and repressed wish to have sexual members of the family with the father or mother of the contrary sex. Freud felt that the profitable decision of this decision used to be vital for creating a mature identification in sexuality. Dreams. In 1899, he posted the Interpretation of Dreams, in which he criticized present principle of dreams, putting larger emphasis on desires as unfulfilled wish fulfillments. He later utilized his theories in a greater sensible setting, which generated a large readership amongst the familiar public. Important works consist of The Psychopathology of Everyday Life, 1901, Jokes and Their Relation to the Unconscious, 1905, and 3 essays on the theory of sexuality, posted in 1905. Hall_Freud_Jung Group Photo, 1909. Freud Center Front. From the early 1900s, Freud's new theories grew to become increasingly more influential, attracting a variety of followers, who have been fascinated in the new idea of psychology. Other vital contributors of this crew protected Wilhelm Steckel, a physician, Alfred Adler, Max Kahane, and Rudolf Reitler. All 5 participants have been Jewish. The team mentioned new papers. However, it used to be Freud who used to be viewed the mental chief of the burgeoning psychoanalysis movement. By 1908, this team had ended up large and used to be formalized as the Vienna Psychoanalytic Society. In 1909 and 1910, Freud's thoughts had been increasingly more being unfolded to the English talking work. With Carl Jung, Freud visited New York in 1909. In an apocryphal observation, Freud is rumored to have remarked to Jung on arriving in New York, "They don't recognize that we are bringing them the plague." The day out was once a success, with Freud awarded an honorary doctorate from Clark University, MA. This led to great media hobby, and the later formation of the American Psychoanalytic Association in 1911. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Like it. However, as the motion grew, there have been growing philosophical splits, with key contributors taking exclusive approaches. Carl Jung left the motion in 1912, preferring to pursue an analytical psychology. After the First World War, Adler and Rank each left for special reasons. Freud _and _other psychoanalyst _1922 Freud 1922. Front left. However, Freud and the subject of psychoanalysis endured to develop in prominence. In 1930, Freud was once awarded the Goethe Prize for his contributions to German literature and psychology. After the mid-1920s, Freud additionally increasingly more tried to follow his theories in different fields such as his history, art, literature and anthropology. Freud is frequently viewed to take a pessimistic view of human nature. In Civilization and Its Discontents, 1930, Freud declared, "I have no longer the braveness to upward jostle up earlier than my fellow men as a prophet, and I bow to their reproach that I can provide them no consolation." Nazi persecution. In 1933, the Nazis got here to electricity in Germany, and Freud as a Jewish author was once put on the listing of prohibited books. Freud wryly remarked, "What growth we are making. In the Middle Ages they would have burned me. Now they are content material with burning my books." The Nazis frequently burned his books in public. In 1938, Hitler secured an Anschluss of Germany and Austria which positioned all Jewish human beings in remarkable peril, in particular intellectuals. Freud, like many in his position, hoped to trip out the developing anti-Semitism and continue to be in Austria. However, in March 1938, Anna Freud was once detained by means of the Gestapo and he grew to become extra conscious of how dire the scenario was. With the assist of Ernest Jones, then president of the IPA, Freud and 17 colleagues have been given work approves to migrate to Britain. However, the technique of leaving proved tortuous with the Nazi celebration in search of to obtain exit levies. Freud wished the assist of sympathetic colleagues and buddies to conceal financial institution bills and obtain the quintessential funds. When leaving Austria, Freud was once required to signal a file testifying that he had been nicely and pretty treated. He did so with a dry wit, including in his personal hand, "I can most notably endorse the Gestapo to everyone." 1. Freud sooner or later managed to depart Austria on 4 June with the aid of the Orient Express, arriving London, the 6th of June. As a footnote, Freud's 4 aged sisters did no longer manipulate to get away Austria, and would later die in attention camps. For the last years of his life, Freud lived at Hampstead, England, the place he endured to see sufferers and precede his work. In 1923, Freud had been recognized with most cancers, an end result of his smoking habit. Surgery used to be partly successful, however, with the aid of 1939, the most cancers of his jaw got gradually worse, inserting him in top-notch pain. He died on the 23rd of September 1939. In 1886, he married Martha Bernays. They had 6 children. Martha's sister Minna Bernays additionally joined the family after her fiancé died. On religion, although of Jewish ethnicity, Freud rejected traditional monotheistic faith as being an phantasm and simply an indispensable step in mankind's evolution. However, in Moses and monotheism, Freud mentioned that faith had performed a function in encouraging investigation into the unknown. Legacy of Freud. Freud was once instrumental in the boom of psychoanalysis. His theories have proved controversial, however have regularly served as a reference both for these who assist Freud or these who take an choice view. But, notwithstanding the colossal have an impact on of Freud, his views are an increasing number of wandered through human beings who reject the significance he connected to childhood sexuality. Also, contentious is Freud's thought that people are bothered by means of a negative death impulse. Others criticize Freud for his lack of scientific inquiry, alternatively trusting to his personal judgment and intuition. Feminism. Freud's labored on many woman patients, and many of his case research contained Viennese women. He famously remarked, "The gorgeous query that has by no means been answered, and which I have now not but been in a position to answer, no matter my 30 years of look up into the female soul, is, what does a lady want?" In the 60s and 70s, the feminist motion was once exceptionally fundamental of Freud's theory. Simone de Beauvoir criticized psychoanalysis in her e-book, The Second Sex. In The Feminine Mystique, Betty Friedan viewed Freud to have a Victorian view of women. However, regardless of the excellent controversy surrounding Freud's theories, many agree with him to be one of the most unique and influential thinkers, who spawned a variety of exclusive strategies to troubles of the subconscious, private relationships and dreams. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Like it.